It is Saturday, March 23rd, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined, as always, with the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself. Oh, Mari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week?
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me. It was good. It was good. I'm not. It was all right. Like, not bad. I know baseball season's coming up. I'm kind of excited to have my first season where I'm, somewhat following along with that. So that's cool.
Absolutely.
And we're a couple
Absolutely.
weeks away from the UFL, which we'll get into eventually.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to cover that.
Yeah.
We hit them all here at You Don't Watch Sports because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to cover three general topics that hit the sports landscape. We're not professionals. We're we're amateurs. We're just like you. We're just trying to digest the sports for you, spit it out a little bit more simplified, fan perspective point of view so you can sprinkle a little bit of that sports information into your conversation. Now, guiding light that is the seed that is sports talk.
Yes.
Let's get into it. We got to talk about it. What is one thing that I can only imagine in the opening week of March Madness, the biggest tournament, the biggest sports tournament in America every year? That is the biggest, one of the biggest athletes in the globe right now. Shohei Ohtani, Omari.
All right.
A story broke earlier this week by ESPN um that implicates Shohei Ohtani's translator, Ipe
Okay.
Mizuhara, in a string of misdoings that involve gambling, illegal gambling, sports gambling, and potentially theft.
Best.
Because the hard facts
All right.
that we have is that over the course of a couple of months, in installments of $500,000, wire transfers were sent to an illegal offshore betting website from bank accounts of Shohei Ohtani.
That is not good.
That is not that is not
That is
good.
not good at all. So wait, they're coming from Otani's bank accounts, but they're saying it's Ipe.
Correct. So here's what's here's the line of events as it occurs. The wire transfers are becoming public through a government investigation of this offshore gambling system. And through circumstances, found these things. And these wire transfer documents became public. Once ESPN had them, and communication began between ESPN and the camp of Shohei Ohtani. The writer of the article was presented Ipe, and I believe a 90-minute interview took place where Ipe confessed to a crippling gambling addiction that began a couple of years ago after a high stakes poker game that he was invited to through MLB contacts. The host of that game is the owner of this offshore site that is currently being investigated.
Okay.
Through those through that situation, Ipe began losing money upon money upon money and being given this on credit from what we understand, to the point where he had built up losses of around $4.5 million.
Jesus.
At which point he tells ESPN that he went to Shohei Ohtani and confessed his gambling addiction and the debt that he had accrued. And through the promises of rehabilitation and reconciliation, Shohei decided to clear Ipe's debt. Ipe tells ESPN in this 90-minute interview that Shohei was so concerned for Ipe that he would not trust him by simply being the middleman of paying off these debts. And thus, Shohei requested to do it directly with the person that he owed money to. And thus began these
Deposits into the
approximately
accounts.
monthly installments of 500,000. Now, in this story, they are speaking to a sorry, I'm telling you this slowly because I want to make sure I use all my words appropriately,
Yes.
because this is still under investigation and still being reported actively, and it will be an alive story for some time. And also, it's
Okay.
humongously effective, you know, it's humongously effective to the baseball world. Um, so in this stage of the story, the point of view is, two Japanese men out of their country living this otherworldly life. One of them gets a gets sucked up into this gambling addiction, and the other one is a true and honest friend and pays it off without thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
Well, there is a lot of issues in this country when it comes to athletes and sports gambling. Gambling in general,
Yes.
but sports gambling in particular. That's one of the things that we really do not like as a culture and have made it illegal in some cases. And just like in this case, where it was an offshore illegal
Mhm.
site, have made bylaws in nearly every sports unions that there is a strict ban on
Yeah.
all of this kind of activity, including simply being a unknowing party of paying a known bookkeeper money, particularly an illegal one, is literally written in the baseball rules.
Ooh.
Like, we can't even have you, like, either way, you're sending money to a bookie, that looks bad on us. I don't care if somehow
Yeah.
you could prove that it wasn't for gambling. Um, so so there's that.
Oh
A few
no.
hours later,
Oh God.
in his next stop with ESPN reporters, Ipe recants his entire story
He just like, nah, that didn't happen. I lied.
and
Take that back.
says that he could not bring himself to admit that using his close personal access that he has gained by essentially being Shohei Ohtani's right-hand man in every room, in every conversation he has had outside of Japan for the last 5 years, use that information to rob him to the total of $4.5 million. So this story is very muddy. It is going to be it's weird to say, like, I'm 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 at least happy that it's not anything about the product on the field.
Yeah.
As weird as that is to say, like, it's almost kind of like, there's going to be a scandal at some point, like, because we can't have anything great and perfect in this world.
Yeah.
Um, but so like, at least it's not something effective to the amazing product that he's placed on the field. Um, but there are a lot of ways this story can go. It's a lot of ways this story can go. eBay could be true in the second time he talked to ESPN. I mean, this all happened within the span of like 5 hours. ESPN found it. They were already in Korea, where the Dodgers and the Padres are currently be opening the 2024 season
Oh, okay.
with a series in Korea,
Okay.
as like a special presentation. So there was already a bunch of media there for this special game, and the fact that it was the season opener. The baseball season has begun. The rest of the teams will start later next week. But the season has begun. So there were already reporters there. It literally was like, before the game, Ipe talks to the reporter and it's fresh news, and he's like, "Oh, you found out? Okay, well, this is what happened." And then the game happens, and then by the end of the game, when Ipe is within access of reporters again, he he says that he stole. So either that's true, either Ipe's first version of the story is true, or we all have to be honest with ourselves here at the third possibility. Shohei Ohtani was the one gambling.
Yeah.
And this entire scenario is Ipe falling on the sword.
See, and that's the thing about allegations in the first place. Like, regardless of what the truth we eventually come to, that third option's always gonna be held over, you know.
Yes.
What about that time with the this,
I mean,
the
here's the
other?
thing, none of it's good. None of it is good. But also, if I can say this, none of it is terrible. It's bad, and it feels really bad at first. But when we analyze the product, even in the worst case scenario, if he is the one doing the gambling, he is literally put the greatest baseball product on the field that has ever been put on the field. So there is in no possible way that you could make an argument that he is somehow flopping games. If anything, it proves, like, the Los Angeles Angels were absolute dog shit last year, except for Shohei Ohtani. If that poor man was spending all of last season losing every day and also losing money because he cared so much about his team that he was betting on them to win, thus accruing $4.5 million in debt, that's so fucked up. But either way you shake it, he has likely broken some rules,
Yeah.
and we don't know what's to come. So we'll
Well,
keep you updated here on You Don't Watch
yeah, I
Sports.
hope he does get to play. Just because he's a good player, but yeah, this is not a good look for the guy. We can't have nice things. But tell you what we can have though. We can have March Madness.
Yeah, let's move
Yes.
it on. College
College.
basketball, man.
Yeah, college basketball's going on right now. The tournament's going underway. We already had an upset on Thursday when I believe it was
Oh, you're
number
gonna bring that up right
14.
away?
Wait, should I?
You're gonna bring that up right away? No, it's okay. It just destroyed my bracket. Just absolutely murdered my bracket.
You had the Kentucky, didn't you?
Yeah,
Number three, Kentucky, losing to number 14,
Oakland.
Oakland. Yes,
Yep.
Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh uh uh, BYU lost. I still don't know. I still haven't heard somebody pronounce that name. I don't know if it's just a weird way to spell Duchesne because I've seen
Oh,
Duchesne coming from a French city. I've seen Duchesne a lot.
yeah.
But that's a weird Duquesne.
I want to say
Dukeness.
that's Duchesne.
Dukeness.
Duquesne.
Duquesne.
Duquesne. Duquesne.
So yeah, they were an 11 that beat a 6, but so far and there were crazy games on Friday. We're only going to see a bunch of crazy games this tournament. I am depressed because yeah, my bracket is already destroyed. I immediately plummeted to the bottom of my office's pool because everything's updated on websites. Everything's ran by a website now, so I can get instant feedback trackers on like win probabilities for everybody. And yeah, I'm way down, tied for 12th.
My goodness, that is unfortunate. I would have probably been there with you because Kentucky, if I remember, they were a good team. Like historically, at least, they
Well,
usually do well.
like I said in the opening, we are depending on the sports topic, we can be anywhere from diehards to mega casual fans, anywhere in that spectrum. As far as men's college basketball goes, I'm down here on the deep casual side of things.
Same.
I knew a little bit of things here and there, picked some random things, but mostly just kind of, I don't know, just did a vibe check, gut check of like, here's the names I know. I don't want to be boring and just pick one seeds all the way to go to the final four. Let's pick some upsets. I think my entire final four were like twos, three, and a four or something like that. Um, because yeah, I just wanted to not get the one seeds in there. I think I picked a couple random upsetters, but yeah, my bracket's destroyed. How about you? Did you do a bracket?
I did not do a bracket. I meant to do one, but distracted
You
for
didn't do a
work.
bracket.
I meant to do one for
You
work, got
gotta do a
distracted by
bracket.
working. I was working at work. Too, I wasn't casual. I was too casual of a sports fan when it came to college basketball. But if I were to guess some teams, like I don't know a lot about college basketball myself, but if I were to guess some teams, part of me wanted to meme and be like, "Yeah, we'll go for the Dukies," because then like one announcer that's like, "Duke baby, Coach K." Um, but I don't, I don't know about that. You know what? Screw it. They got the upset. Let's go number 14 seed, Oakland.
Oakland. Let's go with Oakland.
Let's go. How far can you go? Probably to five. I'm gonna say they make it to like top 8. I'm not gonna say they win the whole thing because I'm not
The
that
Elite
stupid.
Eight.
Yeah.
It's the Elite
Some
Eight.
some 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 team upset it their way up to the at least the Elite Eight last year, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember it because casual.
Yeah,
But
every other
yeah,
year
I'm
there's
still
usually somebody who goes pretty deep. There's like a St. Mary's or
St.
some
Mary, that was
some
the
random.
thing. There's a St. Mary's that's there this year, but I think they're like ranked better. But yeah, if that is the same team, they can make. I'm looking at them too.
Well, yeah, I
Run it
had
back.
Kentucky,
Say that they
so
don't call it an upset.
I'm gonna put all my hopes in the team that I had Kentucky beating in the finals, which was Iowa State.
All
So
right.
Let's go Iowa State.
Um,
Uh,
that they're the Cyclones, right? Iowa State Cyclones, or is that okay.
I think they're the Derwinkles.
Derwiggles?
Yeah,
I don't remember who the Cyclones, but okay.
they're probably the Cyclones.
Uh,
On to the third topic, which has become traditionally our wrestling topic, Omari.
yes, sir.
We're on the road to WrestleMania. Oh yeah. Who you got, brother? I wanna just run through these matches real quick, and I just want your instant reaction opinion.
Cool, cool.
Who you think's going over?
Gotcha.
First started off, we got a grudge match. The man literally flew around the globe to go to Australia and hit LA Knight with a chair. LA Knight versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if it evolves into a no DQ. We're still about a week away from it. So who you got?
Good LA Knight, but that's hilarious.
Man literally flew to Australia to smack LA Knight with a chair. Ridiculous. Uh Next on the card, Omari, we got the brother blood feud. Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Who you got? What do you think?
Think I'm gonna go with Jay on this one.
Main event, Jay Uso.
Yeah, main event Jay Uso. Decidedly not in the main event against his brother Jimmy.
Likely it's a stacked, like, they're gonna have to tell these wrestlers, no, the last four matches of the night of both nights are the main event, don't you know?
Every event is the main event at WrestleMania. It's a WrestleMania moment.
Somebody's gonna fucking say that.
It's a WrestleMania moment. Too big for
uh
one night.
Omari, the United States champion Logan Paul is going to be in a triple threat match against Kevin Owens and the Viper Randy Orton.
Oh man, that should be a good fucking match. That I want to root for my boy Randy, but I think they're gonna send the people home mad with this one, and Logan's gonna win.
Yeah, Kevin's eating that pin.
Yeah,
I think we need a Randy Logan singles match that seems like a backlash, something that could near headline a backlash or something like that.
yeah.
Um,
I
uh,
think Randy versus Logan would be a good little thing because as terrible of a person as he may be, whatever real life, dude seems to get it when it comes to performing for wrestling.
yeah,
So
yeah, it's just the unfortunate truth of it all. Omari, the longest reigning intercontinental champion, the Ring General, Gunta is going up against Sami Zayn. They're really pushing this underdog Rocky story for Sammy. Um, Maybe even getting Chad Gable in there as the Mickey of this fight. What do you think? Can Sammy end the reign?
oh man, can he? Yes. Will
Will he?
he? That is the question. And I think the answer is nine. I think Gunther, the Ring General. The Ring General.
I
Gunther,
think
I think keeps it going.
I think you are correct, Omari. As impressive as Gunter is, he has only had one WrestleMania match. And it was an incredible WrestleMania match. 5 stars. Um, but he still has only gotten that one in his longest intercontinental reign of all time. I think he's going to need another. I think Sammy has won this belt. I don't think he needs it right now. I think the fan response to Sammy winning the gauntlet match and earning this shot has really told WWE that Chad Gable
Was who they were hoping for.
is the one that should unseat Gunther. That sounds like a SummerSlam thing to me. Not to forward, not to speculate wildly and book forward in the future too much. World heavyweight champion Seth freaking Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre.
God, I want Drew to win this one. I want Drew to win the title in front of people. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
that was a story before it was a story canonically. Um, I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan. I don't hate Seth Rollins, but I think he can afford to lose the title here at
Yeah.
Mania to
I
Drew.
mean, it has been written into storylines how beat up he's been this entire year.
Yeah,
You
doesn't he
could
have a knee? Like, didn't he like tear his ACL or something or strain it?
I think a UCL, I think he tore his UCL.
Yeah.
He's medically cleared, but he still hasn't done any like real action. He's done a couple of bumps and maybe a stomp. But yeah, he hasn't truly gotten in the ring yet. Um so yeah, I would think Drew's gonna walk away with this one, but don't be surprised if Damian Priest immediately cashes in. The story that they're building right now seems like the Drew McIntyre that exists now is going to immediately win that belt and then immediately get it ripped away from him. So we'll see about that. The women's heavyweight championship or the women's championship, Rhea Ripley versus the man Becky Lynch. Omari, thoughts?
Hmm. Another thing where it's like the real well, Rhea's had a couple manias now with that reign. Because isn't she on some stupidly long reign as well?
No, she just won it last year from Charlotte at WrestleMania 39.
Oh, she just won it last year.
I mean, she's going to have it a full calendar year.
Well, yes, but I'm
Once
just
once
saying. I
WrestleMania
thought it
comes.
was. Yeah, I thought she had done it before then. Well, that's the case.
Everybody is the most recent title exchange was the US Championship at Crown Jewel
Okay,
by Logan Paul. Everything
yeah,
else has been
held on
rock
to for a
solid since
minute.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, so
There was that 8 days that the Judgment Day did not have the titles. And then yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna keep it with. I'm gonna keep that one with Rhea. I think Rhea's gonna go over on that one.
I agree, and I also agree with the wavering in before you made your selection. I mean, everything on here, everything on this WrestleMania, there is what I think will happen, but honestly, they could justify anything happening with every one of these matches. Technically, like any one of these could go either way, and I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah, I can
okay.
agree with that.
Speaking of which, one that somebody says is extremely strong, extremely obvious who's going to walk away. Uh, the current WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky, is going to be facing Bayley at WrestleMania. Everyone thinks Bayley is walking out with this title. Omari, what do you think?
I don't know about the extremely obviousness of it. I haven't been following closely enough to see the signs or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I was also picking Bailey. But like you said, I could see it going either way. Like, let's get because they're Eo's clearly got the charisma and the rocket on
Uh-huh.
her, and so you can do that. And she has not had that title for a year because I remember that was a big thing somewhat in the middle of last year with Damage Control letting her win
She's had
and
some she's
stuff.
had it since SummerSlam. Uh,
SummerSlam. Yes.
and uh, yeah, most people think Bailey's gonna walk out with this one, but I don't. Also, I don't think it's that obvious of a choice
Yeah.
because, like you said, you never know when somebody is wanting to do a favor. You never know when somebody's wanting to help.
Exactly.
And the impression Bailey may have given off is someone who's willing to do that bump on now every now and then. And I mean, technically the entire creation of Damage Control is because she saw Io and Dakota in NXT being way too good and not given the roster spot. And so she created a faction that demanded them in it. Um, what better way to elevate your stardom than a big championship win at WrestleMania for Io
Exactly.
Sky?
So that's what I'm saying. It could be that same time. She's the only, I think, the only one of the horsewomen to not win the title at Mania or something like that.
Yeah, but those get kind of convoluted too because
I'm
it's
just
like, all
saying.
right, but yeah, you've gotten like everything else. Like it does. You got it was like earlier in the year when the crybabies were like, but it's gotta be at WrestleMania. And it was like, well, why? Why? You know, he's already come back as Cody, as Kingdom Cody. He brought the song back. He already got to main event WrestleMania. I don't care if he lost. He was the final show on the final day of WrestleMania.
Rubber chicken.
That that is a club that holds like
Yeah.
probably less than 30 people, 40 people.
Yeah. I'd say less than that.
I mean, that is an exclusive club. He's already been given. I mean, the man has only lost by pinfall 2 times since he has come back. He has lost by pinfall twice, and he passed out once. That is his loss record in WWE. So yeah, it's like what why do they all right, why do they deserve like they've literally checked every other box. Why do they deserve she's the only horsewoman that and I love Bailey. But like, yeah, you
That's what
won
that's
Royal
probably
Rumble.
what they just like. I could see them doing that
She's
just
the
to
very
be
first
like,
she was the very first Grand Slam champion for WWE.
true.
I think she is still actively the longest reigning WWE champion of all time because she was the pandemic's champion. Um you could say that the pandemic helped with that, but it's still a fact of Bailey's career that Rhea might follow.
might,
We'll see.
might eclipse.
All right, Omari, on to the big ones. The
All right,
main events of night one and night two. Night
sir.
one of WrestleMania. You have Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes teaming up to do a tag match against Roman Reigns and The Rock. If Roman Reigns and The Rock win, it's bloodline rules, baby. If Cody and Seth win, everyone is barred from ringside, and Cody is guaranteed a 1-versus-1 match against Roman Reigns. What do you think about this tag match, Omar?
A tag match.
I mean,
I
and let's just
got
go ahead and talk like night two is the Cody Roman.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole
The whole thing
scenario?
tag match. I got Cody and Seth winning to set the stage for Cody versus Roman to be what it is. Cody finally gets his moment. Him versus Roman. It's everything he wants. and they're fighting. The bloodline is barred
You,
from
you're gonna do it.
ringside.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do
And
it.
then,
You're gonna do it.
and then, right when it looks like Cody's gonna win, because the bloodline's gone, they can't do anything. A certain someone who whose names apparently did not show up in any documents and has secretly been added back to the active roster online. I think someone told me. If I'm wrong, then they told me wrong. But allegedly, you know, someone who's associated with Paul Heyman, but not associated with the bloodline, who was last seen on TV, I think, beating up Cody Rhodes for no reason. Brock Lesnar comes out and costs Cody Rhodes the match.
That story got a lot of traction. But the thing about Brock Lesnar being added back onto the WWE roster quietly
Yeah.
was that it was never removed from the WWE roster. Everyone just assumed because of him being like deleted from the opening and all of that. But by the time somebody checked, or like late February, early March, and saw, they just announced that he had been added back on. But if
Oh,
you
okay.
if you use the internet Wayback Machine to go through the days, he's literally always been there. Um,
Fair enough. Then never mind.
uh,
Roman just beats Cody clean.
yeah, that's where I thought you were going. I thought you were going that for the first time in a year,
Either way, I
Roman
had
beats somebody clean, and it's Cody fucking Rhodes in night
yeah,
two of
Roman
WrestleMania.
beats Cody clean. Like
That is a
because
bold fucking take, sir, that I have not heard. I congratulate you for that. I
they're gonna
congratulate you for
they're
that.
gonna send everyone home pissed off. Didn't okay, so someone told me, so let me ask you for clarification as well. Is there a stipulation that if Cody loses this to Roman, he cannot fight for the championship?
At some point in one of the Rock's promos, he says that, and I promise you, Cody Rhodes, that I will use all of my power as a board member of TKO. That if you lose this match at WrestleMania, you will never fight for that belt again.
All signs point to Cody has to win this match. We know this, especially with that looming there. But if this motherfucker does lose with that on there and literally cannot fight for the title, then I am convinced that I've always been right on this nightmare, American Nightmare theory, that he's just not supposed to win the big one. And he just keeps selling you on the American dream like his late father, only to lose, have that dream shattered, and you be revealed that you're living in the nightmare where it repeats repeatedly. And he's the whole Rhodes family thing in like one. And I'm rooting for that outcome. So, Roman, it's clean. I don't even like the bloodline thing. I wanted
I
to
mean,
end
hey man,
too,
I'm
but guess
gonna
what?
here's another one for you. I'm gonna give you another one that I have not heard before, and I'm gonna reveal my prediction right now on it. And that is honestly, the tag match, I don't care. Like, so I'm not a producer, I'm a booker. All right.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna tell you how the match goes. I'll let them figure that out. I don't care if the second night is bloodline rules or one-on-one, what have you. I'll tell you what I think would happen. What I would like the scenario best to be would be night one, Cody and Seth win, setting up a one-on-one with Roman.
All right.
On night two, the ending is a very classic ending for wrestling, particularly old school wrestling. So old school that they gave it a name. They named it after a very old school wrestler. It's called the Dusty Finish.
Mm.
that Cody has not done yet. And that involves a moment like someone had in Madison Square Garden all those years ago, where the crowd thinks that they have won the championship. Hell, the wrestler even thinks he won the championship. He holds the belt high. He goes and he even gives it to his mother. And then The Rock comes out and he takes that title out of Mama Rhodes' hand and he slaps Cody Rhodes in the face. I don't know if that's part of it, but like, no, a dusty finish can be a lot of things, but essentially it means the match results are changed after the fact.
Mm.
Usually it's because of a like a quiet DQ. Like somehow a ref bump happens to get two refs out there. One ends up counting the 3 count while another one is calling for the bell to be DQ'd. That kind of thing. That's a dusty finish.
Gotcha.
That's my prediction for this WrestleMania moment, which also allows Cody potentially to continue his fight for that belt because he didn't, you could play a scenario where he didn't lose that match. But he
The
also
Rock
didn't walk away
goes
with the belt.
and slaps him in the face. Like I'm trying to picture what you say, and I'm trying to picture Dusty Rhodes doing all this stuff, like because it's named the Dusty Finish, and then you're like, and only for The Rock to come out, and I'm like, why is The Rock? Did The Rock
No,
actually come out and
I
slap
had I
Dusty in
had
the face?
I had shifted to the
Yeah,
Cody's thing.
yeah, but I was just like, oh wait, no. But I'm just picturing in my head like only for the Rock to come out. So I just got the Attitude Era Rock walking down the ramp and slaps him in the face, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's the way I see it is there's no reason with the amount of fucking times that we as an audience, and we're going long here, folks, so thanks for sticking with us. The amount of times that we as an audience have been told that Madison Square Garden story the last 2 years, how would they not do it? How would they not repeat it in some way? If not now, it's going to happen during his title reign somewhere. I'll 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 stamp that. I'll put my life savings on that. No, I won't. Not actually. I'll put like $40 on it. uh,
so your life saved. No.
um, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I'm a Cody crybaby, and I'd love to see Cody go over at the end of WrestleMania. But yeah, I think for drama, my favorite option would be doing that.
I like the Dusty Finish idea. I like that. I just thought it'd be funny if Roman wins clean this time, and they just really piss everybody off. It's like, okay, now what? Last year you built us on this whole finish the story thing, and he cheated to beat you. Now he wins clean anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, and there's also it's wrestling. There's always the intangible of the other guy's got to cooperate. And usually the guy holding the belt has a little bit of say in the matter. If he has some powerful say on the matter, even out of scripted drama power and relation to power in he literally has an upper hand in the scenario. Um Maybe he doesn't want to lose to Cody at night too. Maybe that's a no-go for Roman Reigns.
That's not gonna work for me,
maybe
brother.
maybe 4 years ago when they laid out this whole bloodline story, it was supposed to culminate in Jey Uso doing it. Because honestly, if you were to just write out the bloodline story as it's happened so far, it's kind of Jey Uso's story, except for the 2 months surrounding WrestleMania the last 2 years. Like Roman Reigns isn't even the main character in the bloodline. The main character, the protagonist of the Bloodline story has been Jey Uso. What if this whole thing was started so Jey Uso could go over as a singles champion? What
That'd
if
be
Roman Reigns doesn't want to
interesting.
change that
Yeah.
plan?
What if The Rock, now on the board, doesn't want to change that?
You never know. You never know. It's but that's why we watch, right?
Oh my God, that would make so much sense though. Roman beats Cody. Next stop is The Rock. Rock's like, okay, Rock versus Roman, SummerSlam, biggest bet in the, da 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 da. Bloodline's gonna do it. The tribal chief versus, the fucking me. I'm awesome. Anyway, they fucking fight. Roman wins that, and it's like, well, damn. Now he really is the head of the table of the Samoan family. And then that's when Jey Uso comes back, like, no, I gotta do it for the fam. WrestleMania, I'm taking that belt off you, type shit. And there you go. So there is a possibility. We shall see. Because yeah, that is the main story of the WWE for the past few years, like it or
Yeah,
not.
he'd have to do like he'd have to like he's already amazing and the crowd is reacting to him so hard. But he'd have to do something in story to get back to that spot.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see Jey Uso winning the 2025 Royal Rumble. Could absolutely see that happening if they build to that. I could see Jey Uso not going the route of the WWE Championship, and I could see Jey Uso being the one who dethrones Gunter, potentially, but we'll like I said, that's why we watch. That's why we watch.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Yeah, like I said, this was a long one. Thank you for sticking with us. You can stick with us and also watch us talk some long ones over on this channel. The show.
This guy hasn't seen.
Yeah,
That's
all
right.
right.
This
I'm
guy
I'm
hasn't
I'm
seen.
glad you said the wrong word
Yes, that's
first.
right.
Makes
Yeah,
me
I was
feel a
gonna
little
say
bit
you
better.
guys hadn't seen, but I'm like, no,
You
it's this guy.
people, I wanted to say whatever we want, which is the other show that Omari does over on the Whatever We Want
Yes.
YouTube channel with friend of the show, Super Jazz,
Super Jazz.
where they do exactly that. Whatever they want.
That's
Where else can they
right.
find you on the internet, Omari?
Also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. I'll be playing a lot more fighting games now. Now that Final Fantasy Rebirth's over. Great game. Bias 9.5 out of 10. Objective 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't
There
have
we
a
go.
PlayStation.
Is it only? Okay. Fair. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.